a debate is heating up over whether or not Texas children should be allowed in drag events. It comes after Dallas bar Mr. Mister promoted their Saturday afternoon event as a family-friendly version of their shows and appropriate for kids of all ages. Children were invited to walk down the walkway and dance on stage with performers. The organizers said it was meant to promote inclusion and fun, as well as raise funds for a local LGBTQ plus youth support group. In response to this event, East Texas lawmaker Brian Slayton announced that he will introduce legislation that will ban minors from drag shows. In a letter posted to Twitter, he called parents who take their kids to events like this perverted adults who are obsessed with sexualizing young children. LGBTQ plus advocates have condemned Slayton's words and actions. The Texas Democrats tweeted their response to Slayton saying, "Seems like there are a few more pressing things we should be doing to actually look out for the well-being of Texas children."
Guys, I mean, what is this? I mean, seriously, what is going on here? You know, again, man, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen some of the footage out of these family-friendly drag shows. But man, I mean, just absolutely insane. I mean, this kind of stuff, man, subjecting our kids to this kind of perverted behavior. I mean, what kind of person performs in front of kids wearing this kind of stuff, doing splits, who does that, man? Who does that? And also, who takes kids to these events? What kind of parents take their kids? Perverts and weirdos, child abusers. That's who.
And welcome to The Factor Uncensored. The question tonight, should children be front and center making it rain at a drag queen show? One governor says no. Florida State Leader Ron DeSantis is mad as hell about it and is ready to beat down parents for it. He wants state investigators to go after parents who allow their children to attend drag queen shows, which we're seeing more and more across the country. Now, you might remember this video we showed you last week. A gay bar hosted what was advertised as a family-friendly event this past Saturday. One of the videos from that day.
Do you guys see the sign on the wall right there? It's not going to lick itself. I mean, really? What kind of parents, man, bring their kids to this kind of stuff? And what kind of people perform for kids? I mean, think about that for a second. Who would do that kind of stuff? Perverts, child molesters, child abusers. I mean, come on.
Features a drag queen doing a split while kids tip them with cash. Their parents were there also. One of the few reasons why some argue this is inappropriate, I asked my guests if they think Governor DeSantis is being cautious or just going after drag queens and the gay community.
As far as Governor DeSantis, he's a hypocrite. I mean, look at his own beaches in Miami. If thongs are going to corrupt children and damage them, he should look at his own beaches full of straight people in front of their children in thongs. So to say that that in and of itself is going to corrupt children and be caught.
Number one, man, the people that are on the beach, I agree. They shouldn't be out there in thongs and for kids and whatever. I totally get that. But the thing is, man, people unfortunately dress out there in public wearing a bunch of stuff they shouldn't be wearing. But the thing is, man, it's not for kids. You know, again, man, kids witness that kind of stuff. They see that kind of stuff. But again, those people are actually putting on shows, having the kids come up and pay for them, pay for whatever, having, doing splits in front of kids, wearing thongs, wearing whatever, dancing, gyrating. I mean, again, it is a sexual event. The people out there at the beach, man, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get the attention of men. That's what they're doing. That's what these women are doing out there. But again, man, I agree they shouldn't be.
to call CPS on their parents, that is outrageous to me. Absolutely outrageous. The man is a thug and a bully.
Jack Vincent, former journalist, conservative, your thoughts on what the governor is considering in Florida? And you know, likely, Jack, you're here in Texas as well. And what we see happen in Florida happens in Texas and vice versa.
I don't have a problem with what he's doing. I do happen to agree with Jamie that it is somewhat hypocritical if he's going to allow people to be wearing thongs or even some of them go topless or whatever, and kids go out there. To me, that is hypocritical. However, I don't have a problem with them investigating these parents who take these kids to these shows, because it is not age appropriate, in my opinion. The beach with those people wearing skimpy clothes is not age appropriate, in my opinion. It would be no different than me taking my child down to a street corner where prostitutes are hanging out.
I still can't get over that sign, man. It's not going to lick itself. I mean, who in their right mind would take their kids to anywhere they had that kind of a sign? I mean, it's just crazy to me.
To introduce them to that lifestyle. And to me, that is inappropriate. So I have no problem with the investigation. Hypocrisy? Maybe, but I don't have a problem with the investigation.
And Jamie, when you hear Jack say, compare the drag queen shows to prostitution, your thoughts on that?
I mean,
any correlation?
It's outrageous. I mean, are there drag queens that are prostitutes? Yes, I'm sure there are. That does not mean that a child is going to, no. A child being around a drag queen is not the same thing as a child being around a hooker on the corner.
Yeah, it is. I mean, again, man, kids don't know what hookers are, but they do know. They do understand, man. It doesn't matter if the hooker's not. They're dressing in sexually provocative attire. They're out there gyrating and dancing around, doing splits, whatever. And, yeah. I mean, kids don't know what a hooker is from a drag queen. They don't. All they know is that they're wearing stuff. They're wearing clothing that is very suggestive. And they're flirting and they're dancing and they're gyrating and they're whatever, man. They're being perverted. And that's all they know.
But it is confusing.
That's apples and oranges. That's apples and oranges, and you know it.
No, there's confusion. It creates confusion. It also creates a mindset that is going to take this child who may not have ever even thought about something like this and make them ask questions that at that age, I don't think they should be exposed to. There's an age appropriate level where somebody can go and make their own decisions. But that when you see these kids handing dollars to somebody who is dancing and then escorting them down the catwalk or whatever you want to call it, that's not okay. That is not okay.
And Jamie, let me ask you, did that give you pause, though? I mean, for everyone looking at that video when the children were giving the drag queens money, that gave a lot of people pause.
I mean, look, tipping drag queens is customary. However, I will admit that there were some optics there that, might not sit well with every parent, and that's fine. But should CPS be called on a parent who does decide that that's okay for their child? Children are exposed to adult things all the time. And by the way, I have raised children. I've helped raise children, and they've been around me as a transgender woman their entire lives. Not one of them has ever transitioned. Not one of them ever even questioned transitioning by being around me.
Guys, I'm going to cut the video right here, but the thing is, man, she ain't raised nobody. She has not raised a damn single person. It's one kid. Again, man, she might know somebody. She might know somebody that has kids. Maybe your brother, a friend, or a friend of a friend or something. A sister. But again, man, she has not raised anybody. She might show up with the pizza once a month or something, and have dinner. But, again, man, she has not raised anybody, so stop lying about that, Jamie. You have not raised a single person. Again, man, you can claim that, but you haven't. Number one. Number two, man, should Child Protective Services come in and investigate? Yeah, they should. Because again, man, we're talking about kids. We're talking about children, about minors. Again, man, I've actually raised kids. I'm in the process of raising kids. And the thing is, man, kids are kids. Leave them alone. Let them be kids. Again, man, we have gone totally off the rails as people, as a country. We have gone totally off the rails. We allowed this kind of BS perversion. We allowed this stuff, man. And nobody stands up and says, wait a minute, no. Or very few people say no. I mean, I think more and more are starting to, because they've had enough. But what they tell you is, oh, if you disagree, if you say no, then you're somehow some kind of a hateful bigot or whatever. No, we're not, man. We don't want kids, our kids, any kids, being subjected to this BS, this woke BS. Again, man, you are committing child abuse. You are. Let's call it what it is, man. You are a perverted adult. And you're committing abuse upon those kids. But the thing is, man, we have got to understand that just because people say, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be involved with that kind of stuff. I don't want my kids or kids in my state to be involved with that kind of stuff. Nope, sorry. When you stand up and you say something like that, they say, you're not being fair. You're being hateful. You're not being equal. You're not allowing people to be who they are. Yeah, I am. You're not allowing people to be who they are when you try to force your crap down their throat. Again, man, that is nothing but abusive crap. Nothing at all but abusive crap. And you're shoving it down people's throats. You're making people take it. And they don't want to take it, man. People are starting to stand up and they're saying, no, nope, I'm sick of it. I don't want to take this stuff anymore. I'm done. You're not going to do this kind of stuff. No, we don't have to give equal weight to everything. We understand that some things are just way out there. If they shouldn't have any kind of consideration given to those things. But again, man, we're made to feel guilty because we're not being equal or whatever. Yeah, you're right. We're not. We don't want that kind of stuff, man. I don't want abuse committed in my name, in my state. Definitely not to my kids. But people have got to stand up and say no. And I think they are. They're starting to. But hey guys, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks.
You son of a